Hello there! It's been about a year now since I revived this channel and started producing new weekly content. In that time, I've been surprised by a great many things. But nothing has surprised me more than some of y'all's obsession with teeth.
Can you explain why Scott had extra fang in season 4 and somehow they disappeared the next season?
But in many episodes when he growls 4, and there is one moment where Derek has 6.
What was causing Scott to evolve more as a werewolf in season 4 with visions of Liam and Scott talking about how growed more fangs?
Can you do a theory about his fangs, the difference between time of
Is
death
Scott
S4
involving
I think
because
he
look
ate
at
and
his
before?
fangs at season 4 episode
Can
8 he
someone
dies
tell
and then
me,
after
is there
that his
any
fangs
reason
grow
Scott's
longer.
teeth changed? Why does Scott have teeth
I have always wondered what happened to Scott's teaching eyes or something.
I tell you up front that teeth on Teen Wolf were usually a function of aesthetics. They looked the way they looked because it made the character look good on camera. There were a couple of misguided efforts with CGI, but teeth only really matter one time, and even then it's just a minor point in a much larger story arc. If I've managed to suck you into Teen Wolf canon and nostalgia even a couple of times now, it's time to admit you have a problem and subscribe. Admitting it is the first step. The second step is subscribing. The third step is hitting the bell. There's probably something in there later about making amends, but for now, y'all just subscribe one day at a time, you know? Teen Wolf led us into the idea of fangs kind of slowly. I mean, yeah, they showed the oversized bite mark on Scott, suggesting that some sort of shark bit him right in the six-pack. But the first close-up teeth we saw were Scott's little nubbins in the pilot episode. Now, those tiny taters were immediately replaced with a bigger set in the very next scene. This establishes in-universe that Teen Wolf teeth can change, just like all the other physical attributes, depending on the level of transformation and the level of control the individual has over their werewolf side. Of course, in reality, one of these scenes was done for the pilot presentation, and the other was added several months later after they got a full season order. But in universe, we have a canonical teeth thing now. It's a minor point, but it does come up later in season 4. You can see this difference in Peter's teeth and his encounter with Kate in the vault early in the season versus his final fight with Scott at the end. Out of control werewolves have a more pronounced bite. Anyway, back to the beginning. We had a situation late in season 1 where Teen Wolf wandered into the uncanny valley of ill-conceived CGI teeth. I literally have this clip saved as Peter Janky Teeth on my laptop. Keep in mind that this was more than a decade ago, and for all its ambition and the excellent writing and directing, Teen Wolf was a low-budget cable show. They did what they could to scare the crap out of us, and they were successful more often than not. But these teeth, oh boy. After season 1, everybody got fangs, and all the fangs were slightly different based on the actor's real teeth and whatever the character needed. For example, the Alpha Pack needed to look more menacing than average. The appliances they gave Boyd and Cora during their rampage in the episode Fireflies seem a little over the top to me too. And they did this thing where it's either a camera angle trick, some post-production witchcraft, or a special dental set, but in certain scenes it seemed the teeth jutted forward to look more canine. That was a cool effect. Anyway, these were literally all choices made by the producers, directors, and special effects folks. There were some times when the writers would add fang details into the story, but mostly the teeth were just to add to the overall character transformation, the look of things. That all changed in season 4. It is the only season where teeth actually matter.
There's something different, isn't there?
I've got more fangs.
Now, I have a feeling that this dream sequence from Time of Death is the only reason I still get so many questions about dental issues.
Maybe he's part of being an alpha. Like you're becoming more of a werewolf.
Or more of a monster.
This is late in season 4, a season that saw Scott going through some stuff. He created a werewolf and was watching people die all around while he felt helpless to stop it. Add to this the money pressures the writers introduced this season and the strained rekindling of his relationship with his father, and Scott was super stressed out and beginning to lose it at this point. All this pressure would culminate in that warehouse scene where he almost gives in fully. This right here is what that whole extra teeth thing was all about. The extra fangs are just foreshadowing of Scott losing control and becoming more monstrous in an episode they literally called Monstrous. That's it. There's no huge subtext here. There's no canonical evolution of werewolves to be found in the more aggressive dental appliances. As I've said about 1 billion times, werewolves who lose control become monsters, and monsters have great big teeth. If anything, this is Scott's most devolved moment in the series. This is Scott at his very worst, his least human form. But it served as an important lesson. He was able to take what he learned from that warehouse into his fight with Peter in episode 12. He knew how far he could let the monster take over without giving in completely. As to why they switched back to a more regular looking dental appliance for season 5, again, it's kind of a letdown because it's so simple. The more normal fang arrangement is just to show that Scott is more in control of himself. But they did keep some of the more aggressive changes. For instance, his incisors are now pointed where they were flat before season 4. Thanks for watching. Give this video a like and ask your questions, tooth-related or otherwise, down in the comments. I'll see you next time we go back to Beacon Hills.